The course actually hosted 5 LPGA events from 2005 to 2008, and we're taking a look here at this 18-hole facility. It was an aggressive play from Pete Dye himself, putting together an amazing course during the 90s boom. It's completed in 1998. Used to be an old farm before Ed Abel, the first owner of the golf course here that we're looking at, decided to purchase it and put one of the top destinations for public golf in the #1 public golf course in Maryland. Named after the first thoroughbred that was in the United States.
And get there early. Their practice facility is like any other that I've ever seen. I'm not going to talk bad about that practice facility. It was great. I'm glad I had a couple, almost hour or two.
Total of 6 tee boxes to choose from. There might even be 7. I haven't taken a look up here. The course stretches well over the 7,000 mark. I tell you what, the first hole is pretty demanding. You can go for it on a driver. You got a nice little short shot, but you can find yourself in trouble like I did. And there's a total of 6 different tee boxes to choose from. It's the definition of championship golf here, thoroughbred type golf. When this was built in 1998, it was a challenging golf course. They hosted 5 LPGA events since 2005 to 2009. The LPGA was hosted here, and they still do a lot of things with colleges here. So we're excited to have the professor swing through and play this golf course. Along with the 5 LPGA events that was held at this facility, each one of the flags is a college, D1, and they have other D1 type of college events. I'll be honest with you, we keep it real on this channel. I think it's a little gimmicky. I think the course is a Pete Dye design. When he builds them, they're long, they're challenging. Yeah, it's nice. It's got some rock walls. It's got the fundamentals, but you can't get a 9-hole rate. You can't walk the golf course. We're out here walking. It's the same price to walk. And they get a lot of college events. I get that. So you're backed up. So if you tee off in the afternoon, you might not even get 18 holes in. It's an expensive facility. It's not cheap. Pete Dye did not mess around with his fairway bunkers. Hit a wonderful drive off the tee. Got a little aggressive. Could have laid back. Would have been fine. Found myself in the bunker. That's a Pete Dye design for you. All right, let's get out of here. I tell you what, even the fairways, the ground is so soft. Look at that. That's a drive. #1 handicap hole we're on right now is number 5. It's only a par 4 uphill. Feels like a par 5. It's
And
not.
before we even get to the course highlights, it's important to note when you get into this facility, there's like a one-way bridge, so be careful. There's a stop sign before. I've never seen anything like that. And there's typically a cop right there to make sure that if you make a mistake, he's going to get you. Now, going into this, my expectations were extremely high, so that's where the mimic comment came from. I don't want to take away from the course. I think it was very challenging. It's hard to find 3-digit prices on some courses. I think this is worth a 3-digit price, with the twilight rate being around $80.
Now we're on hole number 12, which could be arguably the par 3 signature hole. Water on the right-hand side. You got to get at least 170 in the air, and if you go right, well, you don't have to.
Now, I did jump between tee boxes. If you were to do the gold tees, you're stretching just under 7,000 yards at 6,925 yards. The blue tees drop down to 6,410 yards. I think a lot of people live in the blue. Overall, it kind of even touched some of those back tees, but it becomes almost an extremely long golf course at 7,375 yards, and it's all of that. And depending on where you hit the ball, you don't even have a shot on your second par 4s. Overall, I can't talk bad about a golf course. It's hard for me to talk bad, but coming into the facility, you can see that bridge that I just mentioned. That is a little nerve-wracking. It needs to be probably the logo of the facility if they're going to move forward with it, because it just caught me off guard. I felt like I was almost going to spiral out of control. And then there's like a river right there, so if you go left, you could I'm sure people drove right off of that. But to take away from the experience, it feels like a college type golf course. So the professor enjoyed himself as much as he could. I didn't have a bad time here. We were moving slow. It was probably a 3-hour round for 9 holes. And I don't think I was too upset about it. I went into the clubhouse, had a crab sandwich. That was good. Everything about the facility probably was top notch. Again, it's towards the tail end of the summer, so you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to make sure to get some of the leaves changing. This quote-unquote best public golf course in Maryland. You want to call yourself the best public golf course? We're going to call you out on it. I don't know if it's the best. I think it's got the best clubhouse. I like a good Pete Dye, but overall, you got to make the decision. Switch it up next time, and you go out there and you play this course.
Now, if you're walking the golf course, be prepared. There's no markers anywhere. It's probably in the golf cart.